Welcome to Park Night, and what's going to be the fifth island, and the last one I've visited here in this speedrun guide playlist. This is Park Night, and unlike the other four videos, I need to talk a bit about what Park Night is in this speedrun, because I just won't have enough time. So as I drop into Park Night here, I'm going to be taking a picture of the scan Skorupi, what I often call Scan Rupee, which used to be the part of the strategy. We would do Park Night, we would purposely end up short on the goal, and then when forced to revisit a level after completing the Meganium Illumina level, we would pick up this Scan Rupee. Now, Scan Rupee, for me at least, is a backup because we found out that going to the Meganium has less load time and is therefore faster. That being said, don't take this scan bunny, the score bunny, on your first visit. I just want to show what it looks like here without having to revisit later in the video, and I'll talk about the rest here as we get going. So let's do it. So you need to scan this if you're doing this as a revisit. The reason why is the score bunny that we're going to be taking at the end of the level is always going to be a 1-star, and you need it to be a 2-star when revisiting. Our first actual Pokemon is going to be this Bidoof. I use a visual cue of the flower to know when to turn, so you can get as close to the path as possible. The Bouffalant isn't currently part of my route, but it's definitely something I wanted to show off here. You can just turn immediately and take a picture of it. Our second of the actual route here is going to be Tangrowth. The Tangrowth can be summoned by scanning it. You need to look at the Tangrowth, and then when you're about the top of the bridge, scan again. You'll be the perfect distance away, and you'll get the photo when the hands are up. Third Pokemon here is going to be the Murkrow. There's no punishment for looking up, so I like to line up the cursor height beforehand, and then drag over and take the photo. There's nothing special, you just want it to be center of the frame. Our fourth Pokemon is not necessarily always going to be Torterra, but I want to give you options in regards to which Torterra you're choosing. If you're doing some sort of strategy that involves the Bouffalant, or for example you took a Bouffalant when on Park Day, then you'll want to do less stressful pictures for the points aren't as important. This is one option. The second option is actually the one that I've done historically because it involves no zoom, where you look over and just take a picture here without having to zoom in at all. I'll show you two other Torterra pictures in a moment here before we get to the end of the level. Pidgeot is very straightforward because it's right in front of us. We just need to be ready for it. And right when it turns around, you can take a picture. One of the harder photos on this level is going to be the Swanna. I use a visual cue when the bottom of the screen hits this large moss patch is when I like to turn, scan, and then take a photo. I will talk about those Murkrows in a moment here, but let's get the Rookie, look away, then pick up the Pichu, and then Torterra. You need to look away, otherwise it will consider the picture that you're attempting to do on Pichu as a Grookey picture. In regards to that Murkrow, that's just the Murkrow I would take if you're doing backup strats. It's just right in front of the camera. Here, Pinsir, straightforward, it walks into the camera. And for this Hoothoot, I use a visual cue when the Hoothoot has DVD bounce itself into the corner. That's when I like to turn and scan. I use a weird grip so I can scan while turning for things like that Hoothoot. And here at the end of the level is one of the other harder photos that we have to deal with. It's this Score Bunny. The Score Bunny, similar to the Grookey, can accidentally pull a different Pokemon, the Torterra, if you're not careful. We do this scan technology to make the Torterra slow down a little bit. This keeps it near the flower, which will get us bonus points in a moment. But for the Score Bunny, just make sure that it doesn't say Torterra. For the Torterra, the big thing with that particular photo is making sure that you have the flower still in the frame. So you're balancing between the flower and the top of its tree being still in the frame to get most points.
Good to see you.
The later you're able to take that photo, the better the direction will be for the Torterra, but the more you're risking the possibility that you just exit the level. If you do it right at the end though, you do, like, the slowdown effect will be mitigated because you'll immediately be sent. So there is some value to the risk. It is also just the best of the Fortiterra, and it's the one I've selected here.
Perfect timing. Nice work.
So without the Bouffalant, which isn't part of my personal route, I'm gonna beat this goal by about 500 points, and this is like a really good run for me. Usually I'm beating it by 100, 200, sometimes single or double digits. So it's a really stressful route. The reason it's okay is there isn't much time loss if we don't hit it, because the backup strategy of coming and getting the score bunny isn't bad, it's just not perfect. If you do hit the goal, either because you're a true gamer and you're able to do the strategy that I'm talking about, or you took the Bouffalant and took extra Pokemon, that's fine too. But the quicker way to go about this is you're first going to have to go just do the Meganium, just take the Illumina Pokemon. But you're going to be forced to do a revisit after that. If you've hit the goal already on Park Night, this is what you'll want to do. You'll want to go to the Illumina spot again. You'll have the option between level 1 and level 2. You want to manually select level 1, and then you can quickly take a Meganium. The reason we want to manually select is mainly because the Meganium will always be in front of you. If you do it on level 2, the Meganium's location will move, and we can take a nice Meganium butt photo here. The reason why this is faster is because this Meganium Illumina location has a much quicker load time than the load time of Park Night. But taking the score bunny is not bad. I wouldn't lose sleep over that. Either way, you're going to be able to progress the run and move on to what will be Jungle Day. So, with that all said, I'm losing my voice because it turns out that this particular level is just rapid fire, picture after picture. But the big things here I'm also going to note in below the video. If you have any questions and want to hit me up, the comments are always going to be good, but I think the best place is always going to be the Pokemon Snap Discord. If you aren't already and you're looking to potentially even run this game, come visit us in the Discord. We are happy to give as much information to set you on your way. This is very much like the top level, like me putting in a bit of time. You can see in the bottom right, it's a 28 minutes. The first 23 minutes were me just trying to get every single photo to be at a quality that I'm happy to show people in a guide. So you don't necessarily need to be doing this. If you just add a certain Pokemon in this particular level, the Bouffalant, you can get through these levels and you can put up a really good time and lose 6-10 seconds each level, but that won't really affect you. You're actually going to be near the top of the leaderboards if you're able to have a clean run. So it's a really fun run, and it's a really straightforward run. It's easy to learn and hard to master. So with that all said, I'm going to keep on making these, maybe not necessarily today, but if you want to see more of them, definitely feel free to follow. I don't particularly care about having engagement in regards to like making this channel bigger, but I do love seeing comments too if you want to drop one of those. That being said, I appreciate anybody who's watching this, and take care.